Welcome guys, today I'm going to show you how to 1v1 like a pro. I'm going to give you an offensive character if you want to, be quite aggressive, and I'm going to give you a defensive character which is capable of punching above your power level. And if your dodge game is on point, you should be able to clear a much higher difficulty rating than what it suggests. So, I've already done expert, so I know what I'm talking about. I'll show you guys the guardians and then I'll read them out and I'll explain to you why I've chosen these particular guardians, and I'll show you the build I've got and the kit to go with it. Okay, so this won't be a surprise to anybody, but for the offensive melee it's aerial, purely because if you do get tagged you've got the cleanse, you've got the mass damage going on. If you're purging, you are getting all the attack stacks. You know how aerial works. Basically, for the defensive melee, this one will surprise quite a few of you. I'm going to go Rapunzel here, purely because for successful basics you will gain the attack stacks. So you run in, hit run 4, run out, you have the big special, but also if you do get tagged every now and then, but once you hit 50% HP, she will heal you all the way back to full health. So this should give you time to learn Rapunzel's pattern. You will get the heal up, and then you can go in. Basically, it's a second life bar. Now, I know you're thinking you could have chose Aladdin, apply a wound, and keep dashing through. But the more times you keep dashing through and around an enemy, the more chance you have of being hit. Whereas with Rapunzel, you can run in, do the 4 successfuls, run out, compose yourself because there is no time limit, take some of the pressure off if you are feeling the pressure, and then go back in, build the stack, throw the special, and that second life is too big to not be used. And a lot of people will have a high level Rapunzel, they won't have a high level Ariel or an Aladdin, due to the fact that Rapunzel seems to pop more than all of the others, and she is given away in some of the stories. So yeah, give her a try, let me know what you think. Next up we have tank. So for the offensive tank, if you are fortunate enough to have Mr. Incredible, this is going to be your go-to guy. And the reason being for this is you can alternate the knockback effects that he has. Here we go, his heavy attack has a chance to inflict kinetic knockback, which knockbacks the enemy further. You can knock back every 10 seconds, but once you pop his special, you can basically interrupt them at will. So you can just keep knocking them back. So if you alternate it, say let's wait 7 seconds, you get that one from his heavy attack. If you throw a few heavies, hit the special, then you then have a window to keep interrupting them just in case the enemy chain spams a special. Not only that, he has all the other benefits that complement his kit, what make him a super great guardian. All of the boosts that he gets are now on screen. He gets 10% armor at 5 charges, deals 400% damage if you have that kinetic knockback. He purges the attack buffs. There it says in the middle one, the heavy attack kinetic knockback continuously. And then you get a defense buff when you do come out of the Unstoppable Justice. And for the defensive setup, I would strongly recommend Baymax. Now, Baymax generates huge armor, we know this. If you're looking at his special, it's very long, it's 15 seconds, it will stun them. But you're getting all of the defense and you're getting the armor. You can literally just run around the map and wait for this to pop. It's a very defensive, it could be a slow burning fight, but it's sustainable, it will work. I would strongly recommend saving this cooldown because it is a long cooldown, but you do get the stun and all the armor for 5 seconds. But I would strongly recommend to waiting for the enemy to do their special if you are punching above your power level. So then it does negate a lot of the special damage that you could receive. And when you've generated up the armor charges, the armor will act as a sort of second life bar and a little bit of a safety net, so you will not be one-shotted by an enemy special if they do manage to get one off. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the ranged people now. Hands down, the best guardian for offensive in this one for ranged is Buzz Lightyear. This is undeniable. Nobody can tell me different, and here is why. You'll be throwing basics. They're getting 5% armor if they have it. His heavies will do shock damage and less armor. You do your dash, you get 50% focus increase straight away. You're moving into his special. It's 9-second cooldown. When they have shock and you throw their special, they are stunned. So it is the only ranged guardian in the game that can interrupt enemy specials. It's a no-brainer. Now, unfortunately, I was expecting more of a challenge, like a very high-level Maleficent at the end, which would have made this more beneficial, but there isn't. So for that reason, the defensive person, I think everybody will understand this one, would be Judy Hopps. Because she has a super, super long route. Now, she does have a long cooldown, it's 15 seconds, it's amongst the highest, but they're rooted for 10 seconds. So you can just root them, spam, keep throwing, you'll apply shocks, you'll apply defense downs on them, and gradually you'll do more damage. It's a bit of a boring fight, but it's defensive, so it is perfect. Then all you have to do is equip the other talent, longer routes. So you can see mine, it's 1.5 seconds there, almost 2 if I level it up. So if I leveled it up, there'd be 3 seconds window where you have to dodge, and then you can just route them all over again and just stand there and just keep throwing and throwing, and it's an easy win. Easy win, and capable of punching astronomical levels above your power, because essentially you will never get hit. Next up we have the support. For the offensive support, this one may surprise some people too. Gonna go Evil Queen. Gonna keep throwing those basics, stacking those poison stacks, because you can get 10 of them. Does a lot of damage. I mean, just keep throwing basics, which you would do anyway, so you're getting a debuff on the enemy. If you throw some heavies, you will have an extra chance. She also heals herself, which is great, sustainable, as all supports should, but you're getting 2 forms of damage in there, which is great. Once you start to get the poisons in there, you will see things like this. When they're inflicted with poison, they'll get attack debuffs. When they're inflicted with poison and 3 charges, they'll get defense debuffs. They'll get dizzy, which is a chance of successfully landing basic attacks by 25%, so they have the chance to miss you essentially. So yeah, if you run those 3 uncommon talents there, every single charge is just snowballing from there on. So they'll take the damage from the basics, the damage from the poison, and they'll also get debuffed, which makes her, in my opinion, the best support for an offensive role. And last, but by no means least, for the defensive support role, I would go Mr. Frank Wolf. The reason being, this is all about his foliage. Throw that down, stand in it, it's 16 seconds. You're getting heals all the time. You're resisting damage from ranged and support. You become immune to root, if that was a threat. And within this, the bark provides resistances to wound, shock, and poison, so it's all reduced damage. You get a defense buff if you do get critted. Hopefully you don't get burnt. If you are lucky enough to have him at 4 stars, enemies, as soon as they go into it, will receive a lot of damage and they'll become rooted for 4 seconds. So essentially, you could just keep running around the map. Throw it down, they will get stuck at the end of it, and then you just keep throwing it at them. You may have to dodge a few basics, but the good thing about that is, due to one of his talents, I think it is, yep, it's the elite talent, Verdant Shroud. Ranged and support enemies have a 22% chance to miss allies standing in the dense foliage. So if they are casting at you, or if you got up close and personal, throw it down and dodge around. Inside you'll be healing, you'll have resistances, they'll do reduced damage, and they also have a chance to miss. But also what complements Frank right now is, if you do get hit by a critical whilst you're inside it, you'll also heal, so that's nice. It's like a second form of healing. That one doesn't count because it's for allies. Heavy attacks inside will do more damage, and also a second chance to root the enemies. So again, very similar to Judy. You can just keep rooting these. You've got 2 ways to root with Frank. It's amazing. You have 2 ways to root with Judy, but more often than not, it lands on her special. So yeah, guys, test these people out. Hopefully, they will help you climb very high in the 1v1s and help you get all those sweet, sweet rewards. Let me know how you get on, please. Let me know in the comments. Take it easy now.